Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boylon here, and today we have a bit of an impromptu video. I wasn't actually planning on doing anything or releasing anything today, but this was kind of shared with me, and I thought that this was quite interesting from a news perspective. So we're here to talk about Scopely being acquired by a Saudi Arabian-backed company called Savvy Games Group for a $4.9 billion deal. Is this going to matter? Is this going to make any difference at all to Marvel Strike Force? I think the jury's out right now, but I think this is interesting nonetheless from a sort of mobile gaming news perspective that I kind of want to cover really quickly in today's video. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. So this particular article is by Variety. Some of you guys might know Variety magazine, and it was also mentioned on Scopely's own website, where they do have news releases, press releases, all sorts of things. So that was today, April 5th, 2023. Exciting new chapter for Scopely. We can take a look at that after. The Variety magazine kind of breaks it down a little bit. So Savvy Games Group announced an agreement to acquire Scopely, a maker of mobile games including Star Trek Fleet Command, Marvel Strike Force, Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, in a deal valued at $4.9 billion. Realistically, we know like their biggest moneymaker, I think, is Star Trek Fleet Command and Marvel Strike Force. I don't think the other games make that much money. Scrabble Go, I'm not sure. I've heard of people in my alliance who's like family or like play this, and same with Yahtzee, but I don't know. I know that actually Scopely is on their way to releasing a Monopoly type game that's going to be coming out this year as well. And they've also recently acquired Stumble Guys, which some of you may or may not have seen my video from October, I think it was, where I mentioned that. I also played it, actually, and it was essentially a ripoff of Fall Guys, more or less, and then Scopely bought it up. Savvy, a games and esports company, is wholly owned by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Said the acquisition will strengthen Savvy's global position whilst enabling Scopely to accelerate its growth and achievement of its strategic objectives. The acquisition is subject to regulatory approval. Scopely will be an autonomous operating company under the Savvy umbrella, joining other companies in its portfolio such as esports brand ESL Faceit Group. I'll be honest, I don't know much about this Savvy company until now. I'm not really big in the esports sort of kind of arena. I play a lot of games, but I don't know. I haven't really heard of these. And then there's some news here about Scopely, and probably I might mention their acquisition of FoxNext Games. I don't know. No, they didn't. So Scopely will continue to be led by co-CEOs Walter Driver and Javier Ferreira. Savvy Games, though, is led by CEO Brian Ward, who previously worked at Activision Blizzard, Microsoft, and Electronic Arts. Is that good? I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about the modus operandi of Savvy Games. Is the MO of them going to be better or worse than what we have under Scopely? It says that they're going to be autonomous, but realistically, how much can we believe that? When FoxNext was acquired by Scopely, it took about a year, I would say, before we actually noticed anything, in terms of the change or the shift in the game itself. It's highly possible that nothing at all is going to change for better or for worse for Marvel Strike Force, but it's hard to know because I don't have any reference points in terms of this company and, maybe them acquiring other games or under their umbrella and how that changed. Scopely is one of the fastest growing gaming companies today, and we have long admired their ability to build loyal and engaged player communities. So this was kind of funny, right? Because I feel like the community for Marvel Strike Force, while loyal, is not necessarily in the best place anymore. I feel like, especially over the last month or so, month and a half, 2 months, or even 6 months really, but the anniversary event for Marvel Strike Force was just an absolute dumpster fire, for lack of better words. Ward said in a statement, under Walter and Javier's stewardship, Scopely has proven to be an exceptional leader and will continue to revolutionize the future of games for years to come. Savvy Group Games shares our long-held belief that the companies who have built deeper... It's all about money. Let's be real. A lot of this is about money because they're going to be getting a shit ton of money as basically an arm of the Saudi Arabian government. I don't want to drive, a political wedge into this, but it is being owned by a government, essentially. And it's crazy. Scopely's long list of investors really? What? The Canadian government actually invests in Scopely? That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's a new thing. Okay. I haven't heard of really anyone else in here, but maybe someone else has. JP Morgan has been leading as the financial advisor to Savvy on the transaction alongside Bank of America. Oh, great. Okay, all these things, big banks. $4.9 billion is a lot of money. Okay, it's a lot of money. We can't really ignore that. I don't know what the deal. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Foxnext, Scopely acquisition. I don't know how much that was worth. I don't remember. 2021. Does it even say? Could I get a figure in here somewhere? That was a while back, man. I kind of miss those days. I don't. They probably did mention. They probably did mention what it cost, but I don't. If anyone remembers, let me know in the comments down below, because I don't. Anyways, I think it probably $4.9 billion for Scopely. I imagine that whatever Scopely paid for Foxnext was a lot less. It was probably in the low billions, but I don't think it was as high as almost $5 billion. Now, if you go into Savvy Games' website and you check out their news releases, then you'll see this one here. Well, you see basically the same thing about Savvy Games acquiring Scopely, but then you also see this one from September. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman announces Savvy Games' group strategy. So that's interesting. You can see some of the other ones as well, but this particular one I kind of want to click on. So the Savvy Games group strategy will be an essential enabler for achieving the national gaming and esports strategy. His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, you get the rest. Crown Prince of Chairman of Board of Savvy Games Group. So he's a chairman, the leader of Saudi Arabia, has today unveiled the group's strategy. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince stated the Savvy Games Group is one part of our ambitious strategy aiming to make Saudi Arabia the ultimate global hub for the games and esports sector by 2030. Let's zoom in a bit more. We are harnessing the untapped potential across the esports and games sector to diversify our economy, drive innovation in the sector, and further scale the entertainment and esports competition offerings across the kingdom. Fully owned by PIF, Savvy's strategy is to drive growth by investing in the electronic games industry and esports with a unique long-term investment and long-dated capital, creating more opportunities for participation and strengthening partnerships in the games industry, as well as improving the user experience. Okay, so there's a lot here, right? And they have a huge plan, creating 39,000 jobs, and how many of this is inside the country and outside the country, I have no idea. Obviously, Scopely is a bit of a global company here, so there is a lot of things in here. They talk about their individual companies that are under their umbrella, and this was obviously before Scopely's acquisition here, but it's interesting, I guess, like I said, for those who are sort of keeping up to date with mobile game news. How much is this relevant to us, the players in Marvel Strike Force? I don't really know. But nonetheless, I can't say. I always feel a bit cautious and weary, especially when it's, being bought up by another big company, and depending on what their interests are. Because part of me thinks that maybe this is just the beginning of something like short-term financial gain. I don't know. There's a lot of mobile games out there that are looking to just essentially, milk people for about a couple of years and then dip. I know that Marvel Strike Force has been around for 5, but is there plans to be for 10? 5 more years? I don't know. Is this going to lead to positive improvement in Marvel Strike Force? I have no idea. But, anyways, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, like always. Like I said, it took about a year, I think, before anything between Foxnext and Scopely was really realized, I guess, when people understood sort of Scopely's MO. And we'll have to see what this means about Savvy Games' group MO and how that may or may not impact Marvel Strike Force, whether or not people are going to be leaving the team or any of the head people at Marvel Strike Force, Scopely, are going to be leaving for other people appointed by Savvy Games Group. Even though they say they're autonomous, we'll have to see about that and whether or not that changes the direction of our game at all. So that's interesting. A bit of tidbit for Wednesday here, April the 5th. So I'll see you guys on the next video tomorrow. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.